If he doesn't respect you, bye. Goodbye. You gotta let him go. Give me some. Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. I'm Queen KJD, and if you've been here before, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm gonna do a Kiara diaries. This is my second segment, and I asked my subscribers on Snapchat. If you aren't subscribed to me on Snapchat, if you don't follow me on Snapchat, follow me, because that's how I communicate or try to communicate with my subscribers. Although y'all be looking at my snaps and don't be saying nothing, okay? Yes, you know who you are. You know who you are. So I asked what topic I should talk about, because I essentially want to talk about things that y'all want to hear so you can watch. So it's actually crazy that the responses I got, they all kind of meshed together. So the topic is how to know when to let that boy go. Ciao. I can say that this topic right here has been relevant and is relevant, and I think it will continue to be relevant in my life because I am a woman, I'm a young woman, and I think it's relevant for all of you too. So how to let that boy go, how to know when to let that boy go. I would say it goes back to knowing your worth. That's pretty much the answer, but there is so many things inside of that. So I think it's important for every woman, every girl, to know their deal breakers. So you may be like, well, what are deal breakers, Kiara? Deal breakers are the things that you cannot deal with in a relationship. They break the deal. You can't deal with it. So I'll name some of my deal breakers. Number one deal breaker is if you don't believe in God or Jesus Christ. And I think another one is, to add on to that, it's gonna one of my deal breakers is if you don't believe in God, Jesus Christ died on the cross for our sins, if you don't believe in him. But also I think I'm learning about myself that it needs to be a little deeper than that. It needs to be, you on a quest to living for God and honoring God with your life. That's a deal breaker for me. If you don't have that, it's not gonna work. Also, if you are not a man of your word, can't do it. And if you don't respect me, I can't do it. Those are the things that break the deal. Like there's no deal, no date, no boyfriend, no deal. So you have to ask yourself, what are your deal breakers? And once you have those together, I'm not talking about, oh, he got ugly feet. Like, that's not a deal breaker. Like, deal breakers should be, well, maybe if you just absolutely can't deal with ugly feet, then okay. But deal breakers aren't really necessarily physical things. They can be, but I would say they should more so be geared towards characteristics. So once you have your deal breakers together, and you're getting to know a guy and you run into a deal breaker, you let him go. And you have to know why you have your deal breakers. For me, my first deal breaker of believing in God and being on a quest to live a life that honors God, that's a deal breaker for me, because if I was in a relationship with someone who didn't necessarily want that, we would constantly be clashing, because literally I go about my life, I try to go about my life in a way that honors God. The things that I do, it all will go back to me honoring God. So if I'm with someone who doesn't really care to honor God with their life, they're not going to agree with the things that I do. And him being my partner, and me being in a relationship with him, it will affect me, because now you're holding me back. Knowing your worth, and knowing your deal breakers. And another thing is, if you're questioning whether you should let this person go, it's probably because one of your deal breakers, they show traits of one of your deal breakers. And I don't think that you should ignore that question. I think you should take time. I was talking to my mom about this the other day, and she was telling me every relationship needs a period where they give each other time and space to see if this is really what they want to do. Every relationship needs that. In many relationships, they don't give each other that time and that space. You give each other time, of course, so you could think, and you give each other space so that person can see, for one. So they're not so distracted with the thoughts of, you know, you and their emotions are in it. No, you need to sit up and you need to think about what this really is. Let's think about facts. So therefore, you give each other space so you don't have any distractions or anything clouding your mind from the facts. Okay, let me just tell y'all one thing. I'm learning the nature of a man. Like, I am girl, when I tell you I'm learning, okay? I'm 23 years old and I'm learning the nature of a man. And when I say the nature of a man, I mean the makeup of a man. Each and every single man is this way. So men are hunters. God created men to be natural hunters, which means what they want, they know how to get. They know how to chase you. They know how to see you one day and then randomly find you on Instagram. How? Because they're hunters. It's in their nature. Okay? Men chase. They know, they're so good at it. When they really want something, they know how to get it. I always say, like, if a man really wants a relationship to work, it's going to work. You want to know why? Because he wants it. And you can't stop a man from doing anything he wants to do. Like, if he wants to do it, he's going to do it. He's going to figure it out. You don't have to give him all the signs. It's not your job to convince a man of how good of a woman you are, how he ain't gonna find nobody like you, how he ain't gonna find nobody who look good as you, who put up with his BS and blah blah blah. Like, it's not your job to let a man know that. And that's something that I'm learning. I mean, I'm grasping it. I'm grasping it now. But that's something I'm learning, and I had to learn. Like, it's not my job to show him that I'm a good woman, I'm a God-fearing woman, I'm a supportive woman. You know, I cook, I'm in school. It's not, I'm pretty. Like, it's not your job to let them know that. It's your job to know that. Focus on that for you, and it'll make it easy for you to let that boy go. Men don't do stuff unless they have to. Unless you give them a reason to. So, if you're questioning letting that boy go, it's probably because he shows signs, red flags, characteristics. He's not respecting you. And it is what it is, girl. He's not. Men do what they want to do. If he wanted to see you, he would have. If he wanted to call you, he would have. They make what's important to them known. And when you're important to a man, you'll know. You should never have to question it. And if you do, then knowing your worth, you need to eliminate yourself from that situation, because a man, because you should eliminate yourself from that situation, because there are plenty of other men who will see your worth, and you are worth all of those things. Men, I mean, dudes, at least in my generation, they do such a good job of making you seem like you're crazy for the things that you want, or you're so far-fetched, or you're the only girl in the world who would want to be these things. That ain't the truth at all. So don't believe that. But I'm just gonna end on this. My mom told me, this is how she broke it down to me about guys and what they really want. So let's say you see a dress at Ross. There's a dress at Ross and there's a dress at Nordstrom's. Same dress, Ross has it for a cheaper price, Nordstrom's has it for expensive price. So essentially you're gonna go to Ross to get that dress because it's cheaper. So let's say Ross, you go to Ross, they don't have the dress no more, they ran out of it. So now you're gonna go to Nordstrom's, right? And when you go to Nordstrom's, you can't just walk up in Nordstrom's and buy the dress. You got to save your money. You got to do the work. You got to save your money. You have to plan to save. So now when you go to when you go to Nordstrom's, you finally have the money because you saved up for it. You worked hard for it. You get the dress. You're going to treat that dress like it's the world to you because it's something you had to work for. And that's exactly how a relationship should be. A man should have to work for you, because if they don't, they will not value you, period. Men only treat you the way that you let them, the way that you let them treat you. That's how he's going to treat you. So if you don't stand for nothing, you'll fall for anything. So distance yourself, you know, see if he, you know, does the work to, and really, you know, it's gonna be hard, it's not gonna be easy, but when you know your worth and you know what you deserve, and you think about the truth, you be bold enough and brave enough to think about the true facts of things, it'll help you out a lot. So that's all for the video. This is, you know, these are just things that I'm learning and I'm currently going through, so I just wanted to share that with y'all. Please comment below. Let's continue this conversation in the comment box. When I snap y'all and ask y'all what subject to talk about, please snap me back, because I want to do stuff y'all want to talk about. So yes, I will see y'all in my next video. Toodles!